injured toe incident. Nasty. So today we're exploring the Salisbury and Dorset Junction. The Salisbury and Dorset Joint Railway. So our main focus for today was to try and find any entrances or any geography or landscape geography of the Downton Tunnel. So that is our task, because it looks like on a map, on a Google Maps satellite view, it looks very much like you can get to either end. There's a bridleway that runs almost along the course of the actual railway, in the middle of nowhere with regards to roads and things, so we thought it could be perfect to have a look and see if anything still exists. So I've forgotten my notes, which is a little bit frustrating, but such is life. So I shall try and ramble a little bit about the railway, just so you've got a little bit of history about it. So between 1840 and 1860, London South Western Railway had two routes from London east to west, which were the Waterloo, or let's call it London to Exeter, and also London to Southampton, and then Southampton on to Dorchester, and then over GWR line to Weymouth. So the Southampton to Dorchester route itself, they deemed that Ringwood and Wimborne were more important than Poole and Bournemouth, so they went sort of 7 or 8 miles north of Poole and Bournemouth, onto the Southampton and Dorchester Railway. As time went on, Bournemouth and Poole Railway had begun as part of what I think was the Ringwood, Christchurch and Bournemouth Railway. So that went south from Ringwood down to Christchurch and across to Bournemouth. In the meantime, towards 1860, the Earl of Shaftesbury, I think, who lived in Verwood, plus the townsfolk of Fordham Bridge and Downton demanded a railway themselves, and it was unanimously voted that one should be built. And so soon after 1860, again I forgot my notes, so don't quote me, maybe 1863, the railway was proposed from Alderbury down to West Moors, where it would join the original LSWR railway from Southampton to Dorchester, but also a couple of other branch lines south to join the Ringwood, Christchurch and Bournemouth Railway, plus another one to the west, which would go direct to Poole, I think. However, due to financial constraint, neither of those made it, and they just did the Alderbury to West Moors, which I think ended up being something like 18 miles and 41 chains, which is why it qualifies into our little railway series. So here we are. I think we're nearly on what was the old line. First thoughts, I think that there clearly is the old line south. That was the route south to West Moors. That tree line there is where I thought the tunnel entrance was, but it wouldn't be because that's level with the rest of the ground. So I reckon the tunnel entrance to the south was right where we are now, and it's been filled in. pretty cool drone outing. We're heading north now to what we think will be roughly where the north entrance of the tunnel is. So that was the south end, and certainly by the drone footage you can tell that it wasn't where the tree line ends. There was a massive cutting after that, which has obviously been filled in since. So we're heading north, as I say, and again there's another tree line on here, which we assumed again was where the north entrance of the tunnel is, but having seen the geography of the south, it's probably going to end up being exactly the same and filled in. And tell you what, already I can already see quite a significant dip in this field, and we've only walked what, 60 metres, 50 metres? I'm not sure if you can work it out from the footage I'm taking now, but right here is quite a significant dip already. I wonder if this was an extremely short tunnel. So we're going to keep on walking, see if we can see the tree line, what we thought was the entrance, which is probably not the entrance. Right, and we're walking along what I guess was the embankment. I really want to have a look in there, but it's just solid bush. Now. Oh, hold on. Half a step. Okay. So, let's have a quick walk along. Now inside this wooded area, just to see if there's anything along where I originally thought the entrance was. It's like an old feed. Right, it's an incredibly wide embankment for what was a single track line, albeit with passing places just at stations. And yeah, nothing. Legs cut to pieces. Definitely established that the tunnel entrance was much further up the hill, almost at the top of the hill, if that makes sense. And obviously a huge cutting to get to that point. The embankment I'm on now, we're across the road just to the north. So we'll look a little bit later when we're back home, but definitely a very short tunnel. Okay, so made it out of the hedge, left the girls by the roadside there, and I shall trace back to the northern side, southern side to get the car. But that was good. That's exactly the sort of geography, landscape interpretation exercise / adventure that I enjoy. And we definitely did establish that although the tree line ends here, this isn't where the tunnel entrance was. Although we thought the tunnel entrance was there, that's pretty much track bed level, give or take a few feet. So it's pretty clear that the railway came right up to here, albeit in a huge cutting. Hence the curvature there. So that pretty much concludes today's little video vlog, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so Salisbury and Dorset Junction Railway, like so many others, built mainly because local demand, local lords demanded to be part of the great British movement, the engineering movement that was railways, sort of transformed the country at that time in a significant way, and why wouldn't they? And never really came to much. Could have been one of any number of routes in this area alone that would be part of the great north to south link, none of which really materialised in a big way, and certainly not this one, especially after the funding went out to turn it into something that could perhaps reach Paul direct, which may well have helped, but sadly didn't.